Good evening. The news for this Thursday, 5th of March. Two more COVID-related deaths have been recorded during the last 24 hours. 114 new cases of COVID-19 have been recorded as of the Ministry of Health's last update at 7:30 last night. To date, there are 654 active cases in the country. Earlier yesterday, only 20 new cases were reported. During this afternoon's press conference, Dr. Maggie Louange, the Director General of the Public Health Authority, said that this brings the cumulative number of cases over the past year to 3,996.
As of the 24th of March 2021 at 7:30 p.m., the number of cases newly recorded stands at 114. Of which 654 are still active cases. We have recorded 2 new deaths, which brings our number of people who have passed with COVID to 20. The Public Health Authority urges the people, the community, to keep on practicing the public health measures, and that is wearing of masks, sanitizing or washing hands as often as needed, practicing the social bubbles, meaning we keep to the people that we live with, and protecting the vulnerables. Because of the people who have passed, we have noted that most of them are people who are elderly with comorbidities. So it's important we protect the people, and these people are our parents, our aunties, our uncles. So it's important we protect them. We do not bring COVID home to them.
The Minister for Home Affairs, Errol Fonseca, met with the police management team, including the acting police commissioner, units and other senior commanders. This was at the Seychelles Coast Guard this morning. The meeting is the minister's first with the police force, whereby he laid down the organization's strategic plan. He spoke of getting rid of corruption, more respect for the police force, amongst other issues.
We are at a decisive moment now, okay? And I've seen there's a lot of able officers amongst them. There's a lot of good things in the police. But we have a certain component which really soils the good. So it's time to really encourage the good and ensure that everyone is in line with that. So this is the moment which is very important for us to build up. And as I said earlier, the police have been neglected over the years. They've been neglected in a lot of ways. They've been told, they've been encouraged not to do their jobs in some instances, okay? But we want them to be policemen and to think like policemen. So to do that, we need to support them as well. So there's a support area. Training is very important. We have a lot of situations where the escalation of doing their job, they escalate too quick sometimes, or do not escalate at all, or do not address the issues. We've had situations where police sees certain infractions happening, they look the other way because they've been told this is not your area, this is someone else's area. Not because they don't want to do their job. The way the things have been done before, there's been some uncertainty amongst what they need to do, what is expected of them. So we need to clear that uncertainty, and they know, as a police officer, your main job is to reduce crime, and when you see it, to address it.
There was great excitement on the airport today as the 332 passengers who arrived on board Emirates came out. This was the first flight that arrived with passengers from all over the world. It is the first time since the COVID pandemic started that Seychelles is allowing all countries to come in except South Africa with only a negative PCR test needed. Seychelles also arrived from Tel Aviv just before 10 this morning. 60% full with 90 passengers. There were several travel agents, car hires, taxis and other agencies which were there to welcome them. For some of the visitors, this was their 4th time in Seychelles.
Weather, the great nature, the fantastic people, kind, friendly.
Well, first we have reservation for last year, but then it was cancelled because of the COVID. And then later we have reservation for 19th of March, so last week. And then Seychelles opens today, so yeah. Probably we are the first one in.
We were looking for a safe place to holiday given the current circumstances, and we know Seychelles have had strict approaches to COVID and has just come out, have just opened up, so hence Seychelles.
PUC has postponed to next year works to lay an undersea cable between Zilève to Ileron, some 2.8 kilometers off Pralin. The postponement is because cable on one of the 3 cable reels were damaged last night. The managing director for electricity at PUC, Ravin Sunasi, explained that the cable has to be imported on request.
One of the cable drums, while we were loading it yesterday here on Zone 20, was damaged because the chain holding it in position broke, and the drum fell, of course, and the stand on which we were about to support the drum damaged the drum. Now, those cables are not available off the shelf overseas. It has to be manufactured. We have to place a new order, and the duration for such cable to arrive here in Seychelles is between 6 to 8 months. So when the drum reaches here, let's say August or September, it won't be possible for us to do the job because of the adverse weather condition in that area where we'll be working. So we're going to have to wait until next year, February or March, to do the job.
The National Assembly has approved budgets for 2 more entities today. They are for the Office of the Mayor of Victoria and the Department of Culture.
The budget for the mayor's office amounts to 6.3 million rupees. Discussions centered on the traditional and new roles for the mayor of Victoria, among which was the need to bring the town to life, especially now that the borders have reopened. Mayor David Andre pointed out that this can be achieved through partnerships he has already formed with key partners. These are artists and shopkeepers. Meanwhile, after a raucous debate, the National Assembly approved the 57.8 million rupee budget for the Culture Department. From the onset, the Mayor of Victoria briefed the National Assembly on the new structure under which the department will fall. Mr. Andre noted that culture had been included in various ministries in the past, where it was often used as a political tool. The idea now is to transform culture into a state institution with no partisan politics. Some MNAs, including the leader of the opposition, Sébastien Pillet, forcefully expressed their dissatisfaction with the move. However, Mr. Pillet said that didn't mean he was against granting a budget to the Culture Department. When it was time to vote, 25 MNAs supported the budget. There were 3 abstentions.
And with this, we end this news summary. Thank you for watching. Have a pleasant evening.